You say you're tired, you're busy, you're not ready. That's not the truth. That's weakness talking. Excuses are lies wrapped in soft language. Excuses are lies. They're not harmless. They're not small. They're destructive. They are the comfortable little stories you tell yourself to avoid the truth. You say you're too tired, too busy. You say you'll start tomorrow, next week, when things calm down. But none of that is real. Those are just lies, fabricated by weakness and fear, to keep you stagnant, to keep you soft. You don't need another excuse. You need to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself. Are you putting in the work? Are you holding the line? Are you showing up when it's uncomfortable, when it's dark, when it's silent and no one's watching? Because that's where progress lives. Not in the mood, not in motivation, but in the moment you silence the lie and do the work anyway. Excuses feel safe. They make you the victim. They remove responsibility, but they also remove power. You give up your ability to change when you let excuses run your life. You stay stuck. You stay small. You stay average. Every time you let an excuse take the wheel, you're choosing weakness. You're building a habit of losing. The truth is brutal, and most people can't handle it. Your results are a direct reflection of your discipline or your lack of it. You didn't fail because life is unfair. You failed because you didn't prepare. You didn't commit. You didn't follow through. That's hard to accept, but it's also liberating, because if you're the problem, you're also the solution. If you want to grow, you have to kill your excuses. Not tomorrow, not next year, now. The world doesn't owe you understanding. The grind doesn't care how you feel, and your goals don't care about your reasons. They only respond to action, consistent, brutal, disciplined action. When you wake up late and skip the workout, excuse. When you scroll for hours instead of working, excuse. When you blame your past, your parents, your circumstances, excuse. All of it is noise, none of it is helping you, and the longer you feed it, the further you drift from the person you're supposed to become. You don't have to be perfect, you don't have to be gifted, you just have to be honest. Own your time, own your choices, own the pain, stop shifting the blame and start taking control. It's not supposed to be easy, that's the point. The hard path is the growth path. You want freedom, you want pride. You want power, then kill the lies, bury the excuses, show up every day and earn it. Because discipline doesn't make room for excuses, it eliminates them. And once you step into that mindset, once you decide to live with clarity, with ownership, with grit, you become unstoppable. The life you want is waiting, but it won't beg, it won't chase you. You have to get up, get focused, and go after it. Without complaint, without apology, without excuse. You don't need motivation, you need orders. Motivation is fleeting, it's emotional, it shows up when things are easy, when the sun is shining, when the path is clear. But when the pain hits, when the alarm goes off at 4:30 a.m., when your body is tired and your mind wants to quit, motivation disappears. It abandons you, and that's why you can't rely on it. What you need is something stronger, something consistent, something brutal. You need orders, clear, non-negotiable commands you give yourself and follow through, no matter how you feel. Because you're not a civilian, you're not soft, you're not looking for inspiration. You're building discipline, and discipline isn't about feelings, it's about execution. When you operate on orders, you remove the debate. You don't wake up and wonder if you should train. You don't ask yourself if you feel like doing the work. You just do it. You execute because the mission demands it, because the standard has already been set. Because you made a contract with yourself, and breaking it is not an option. This is how warriors operate. This is how leaders rise. Not by chasing moods, but by locking in and moving forward with precision. Motivation asks how you feel. Orders demand that you act. Motivation is optional. Orders are final. You think great men get up every day fired up and excited. No. Most days they're tired. Most days the grind feels heavy. But they move anyway, because their identity isn't tied to comfort. It's tied to consistency. It's tied to commitment. They are built on structure, on systems that hold, even when motivation fails. You need to become your own commander, your own drill instructor. You need to issue commands to your mind and your body and demand compliance. That's how progress is made. That's how strength is forged, through obedience to a higher standard, your standard. People wait around for the right feeling, the perfect timing, the spark to push them. But that's weakness disguised as patience. Winners don't wait. They act. They create momentum by moving, not by waiting to feel moved. That's the difference. That's what separates the disciplined from the distracted. When you live by orders, you simplify everything. You know what has to be done. You know when it needs to be done. And you don't give yourself the luxury of questioning it. You just move, step by step, brick by brick. You build, you execute, you dominate. So stop chasing motivation. Stop praying for a perfect day. Give yourself the damn order and carry it out with zero hesitation. You want change? You want growth? You want power? Then stop negotiating with yourself and start commanding yourself. No one's coming to push you. No one's going to save you. And no one cares how you feel. What matters is what you do. You don't need motivation. You need orders. Issue them, obey them, and win. The mission doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't pause when you're tired, when you're hurt, or when life throws curveballs your way. The mission demands your full attention, your relentless effort, and your unwavering commitment regardless of what's going on inside your head or body. This is the harsh reality of discipline and leadership. The mission has a deadline, a goal, a standard to meet, and feelings have no say in whether those get accomplished. Too often, people let their emotions control their actions. They wait until they feel motivated, confident, or ready to tackle the challenge. But that's a lie. Life doesn't work that way. The mission goes on whether you're ready or not. When the alarm sounds, when the orders come down, it doesn't ask how you're feeling. It expects you to respond. It expects you to show up, to execute, to get the job done. You can't afford to be a slave to your feelings. Feelings are unpredictable and fleeting. One moment you're fired up, the next moment you're defeated. If you let feelings dictate your discipline, your performance, your work ethic, you'll never be consistent. You'll never reach your potential. The mission doesn't care about your excuses or your mood swings. It cares about results, and results come from action, not emotion. This is why discipline is so important. Discipline means showing up and doing what needs to be done regardless of how you feel. It means choosing the hard path because you know it leads to success. It means putting your head down and grinding even when your body is screaming for rest or your mind is filled with doubt. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement, and the mission demands you cross it every single day. Leaders understand this deeply. They don't let their personal struggles or bad days derail the team or the objective. They carry the weight of responsibility and keep pushing forward because the mission is bigger than any one person's feelings. They set the example, hold the line, and get the job done no matter what. This mindset is what separates those who succeed from those who falter. If you want to win in life, in your career, in your fitness, or in any area that matters, you have to adopt this mindset. You have to prioritize the mission over your comfort, over your fears, over your doubts. You have to remind yourself that the mission is not negotiable. It doesn't care about your feelings. It only cares about your results. So the next time you're tempted to give in to your emotions, remember, the mission doesn't care. It demands your best effort. It demands that you get up, show up, and push through, no matter how you feel. Because feelings come and go, but the mission is forever. And your success depends on how well you honor that truth every single day. Discipline is the equalizer. It doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is, or how many advantages or disadvantages you've had in life. Discipline puts everyone on the same level playing field. Talent, that's great, but talent without discipline is wasted potential. Luck, it can only take you so far. Discipline is the force that shapes destiny. It's the common denominator for every success story, the backbone of every achievement, and the foundation upon which greatness is built. The world is filled with people who have talent, resources, and opportunities, but what separates the winners from the rest is simple. They show up, they grind, they put in the work day after day, no matter how they feel. That's discipline. It doesn't discriminate. It doesn't care about excuses or complaints. Discipline demands consistency. It requires you to act even when you don't want to. That's the true test of character. You can't control every circumstance, but you can control your discipline. You can control how hard you work, how early you get up, how focused you stay, and how many times you refuse to quit. That's the power of discipline. It gives you control over your life and your outcomes. When everything else seems uncertain, discipline is the anchor that keeps you grounded. Discipline is what allows you to overcome obstacles. It's easy to be motivated when things are going well, but discipline carries you through when motivation fades. It pushes you to keep going when your body aches, when your mind doubts, and when the world seems to be against you. Discipline is doing what needs to be done, not because you feel like it, but because it's necessary. This is why discipline is the equalizer. It breaks down barriers and levels the field. It makes no difference if you're starting with less because discipline builds you up from the ground. It turns average people into warriors, ordinary individuals into leaders. It's the great equalizer because it's within everyone's reach. No matter your age, your background, or your current situation, you can develop discipline. The problem is most people want shortcuts. They want instant results without the grind. But discipline doesn't work that way. It's earned slowly through consistent effort and sacrifice. You build discipline by making tough choices every day, choosing the hard path over the easy one, choosing to show up when no one is watching, choosing to do what's right instead of what's comfortable. When you embrace discipline, you stop blaming your circumstances. You stop looking for excuses. You take ownership of your actions and your results. You realize that your destiny is in your hands. Discipline empowers you to rewrite your story, to change your habits, and to rise above the limitations you once believed defined you. In the end, discipline is what separates those who talk about their dreams from those who actually live them. It's the great equalizer that transforms potential into achievement. So don't wait for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, or the perfect opportunity. Start building your discipline today, because in the battle of life, discipline is the only force that truly levels the playing field. Get up and go to war. That's what it takes to win in life. There's no room for hesitation, no space for excuses, no tolerance for delay. Every day presents a battlefield filled with challenges, distractions, and obstacles designed to break your spirit and steal your focus. But winning doesn't come from wishing or hoping. It comes from showing up, standing firm, and fighting relentlessly. You have to rise before the sun, shake off the comfort of sleep, and prepare to battle your weaknesses with unyielding resolve. War isn't a metaphor, it's a mindset. It's the attitude that says, I will not be beaten by my fears, my doubts, or my laziness. It's the call to arms against everything inside you that wants to quit, give up, or settle for less. The enemy isn't just external, it's internal. The tired body, the wandering mind, the voice that says just one more day off. To win, you must fight those enemies first. Discipline is your weapon. Consistency is your armor. Focus is your shield. When you get up and go to war, you commit to the mission no matter what. It means waking up early when your bed feels warm, pushing through when your muscles ache, grinding when your mind screams for rest. It means ignoring distractions and rejecting comfort because you know that nothing worth having comes easy. Every victory is forged in struggle. Every step forward is a battle won. And those who show up day after day, prepared to fight, are the ones who conquer their lives. You don't need permission or approval. You don't need a cheering crowd or perfect conditions. The call to war comes from within. It's a decision you make, a commitment you own. You decide to take control of your destiny and refuse to let circumstances dictate your future. You understand that growth requires pain, sacrifice, and relentless effort. You embrace the grind because you know it leads to freedom. This war isn't just physical, it's mental and emotional. You fight against negativity, fear, and self-doubt. You battle against complacency and distraction. You wage war on procrastination and excuses. The battlefield is inside your mind, and winning there means winning everywhere else. The fight is daily, constant, and unforgiving, but so is your potential when you harness your discipline and fight with everything you have. Every morning is a new battle, a fresh opportunity to prove your commitment. You can't wait for motivation to arrive or for the perfect moment. You create the moment by showing up. You get up and go to war because victory doesn't wait for anyone. It's earned by those who refuse to back down, those who rise in the face of adversity, those who conquer their inner enemies before facing the world. So stand up, shake off the fatigue, put on your armor of discipline. Take your position on the front lines of your life. The mission demands it. Your future depends on it. Get up and go to war, because the fight is yours, and victory belongs to those who refuse to quit. Your word must be law. When you speak, your promises, commitments, and intentions need to carry the weight of unbreakable truth. Discipline begins with integrity, holding yourself accountable to the standards you set. If you tell yourself you will wake up at 5 a.m., you don't negotiate with that commitment. If you promise to complete your work or training, you deliver, no matter how tough or inconvenient it gets. Your word is not a suggestion, it's a command you enforce on yourself. Too many people let their word become weak, casual promises that fade when discomfort arrives. They make plans and break them without consequence. They tell themselves, "I'll start tomorrow," "I'll try next time," or "I'm too tired today." But when your word is law, those excuses don't exist. You don't waver, you don't delay, you act immediately and fully because your self-respect and discipline depend on it. Your word to yourself is the foundation of self-trust. When you keep your word consistently, you build confidence. You create momentum. Each time you honor a commitment, no matter how small, you strengthen your character and discipline. Conversely, when you break your promises, even to yourself, you chip away at your self-worth. You become your own worst enemy, and that's the quickest path to failure. Law means no negotiation. It means no compromise. If you say you'll do something, you do it. If you can't do it, you don't say it. Simple as that. Living this way is hard. It requires brutal honesty with yourself and a level of discipline many aren't willing to embrace. But those who do are unstoppable. They don't need motivation or external validation because their word is enough. Their word drives them forward when feelings falter. Being a person of your word means you hold yourself to the highest standard. You don't seek shortcuts. You don't cheat or cut corners. You show up exactly as you promised. When you make a commitment, you treat it like a sacred contract between you and your future self. You're building a legacy of trust and discipline that empowers you to face bigger challenges and reach higher goals. Your word sets the tone for your life. If your word is weak, so is your life. But if your word is law, everything changes. You become a leader, first of yourself, then of others. You command respect because people see your reliability. You inspire yourself because you know you can count on your own discipline. This kind of self-command breeds success, resilience, and freedom. In the end, your word is all you truly have. It's the promise you make to your potential, your dreams, and your future. If you want to live a life of discipline and achievement, you must treat your word like law. Speak with clarity, commit with courage, execute with unwavering resolve. When you do, you build a foundation no obstacle can shake and create a life defined by strength, honor, and unstoppable momentum. You want results? Earn them. Nothing worth having comes easy or handed to you on a silver platter. Results are not a gift or a reward for wishing hard enough. They are the product of relentless effort, unwavering discipline, and consistent action. If you want to see change, whether it's in your fitness, career, mindset, or any area of your life, you have to be willing to put in the work and earn every bit of it. Too many people fall into the trap of expecting results without the grind. They want success, but aren't willing to sacrifice. They want progress, but aren't ready to endure the discomfort that comes with growth. They want recognition, but won't put in the hours when no one is watching. This mindset leads to frustration and failure. The truth is simple. If you want results, you have to earn them. No excuses, no shortcuts, no waiting for the perfect moment. Earning results means showing up consistently, even when motivation is low and the path is hard. It means embracing discipline and doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. It means pushing through fatigue, doubt, and setbacks. The road to achievement is littered with obstacles, but those who earn their results understand that struggle is part of the process, not a reason to quit. Results come from action, not intention. Talking about what you want or planning to do something won't get you closer to your goals. Only doing the work will. Every rep in the gym, every extra hour of study, every uncomfortable conversation, every early morning, These are the moments you earn your results. They add up. They build momentum. They separate those who succeed from those who only dream. Earning results also means taking responsibility. It means owning your choices and actions without blaming circumstances or other people. You control what you do. You control how hard you work. You control how disciplined you are. When you accept full responsibility, you empower yourself to change your reality. You stop being a victim of your situation and start being the architect of your success. This mindset requires humility and patience. You won't get everything overnight. Results take time. They require consistent effort day after day. You have to be willing to do the boring, repetitive work that no one sees because that's where true growth happens. You have to trust the process and keep moving forward, even when progress feels slow or invisible. At the end of the day, results don't care about your excuses or your feelings. They respond to your actions. You want to transform your life, earn it through sweat, sacrifice, and discipline. You want to achieve your goals, earn them by showing up and putting in the work. Success is a direct reflection of the effort you're willing to give. So stop waiting, stop hoping, get out there, grind, and earn every result you want. Because nothing worth having comes without earning it. The clock is ticking. Every second that passes is a moment you can never get back. Time is the most valuable resource you have, yet so many waste it waiting for the right mood, the perfect conditions, or the elusive motivation to show up. But the truth is, time doesn't wait for anyone. The mission doesn't pause. Your goals don't get any closer while you hesitate or procrastinate. If you want to succeed, if you want to change your life, you have to act now. You have to get it done. Time is relentless and unforgiving. It moves forward no matter what. You can't stop it, slow it down, or rewind it. You can only decide how you use it. Every minute wasted is an opportunity lost. The longer you delay, the harder your goals become to reach. The clock is always ticking, and if you don't seize the moment, someone else will. Those who win in life understand that urgency is not a feeling, it's a discipline. It's a mindset that compels you to act immediately and decisively. Waiting for the right time is the enemy of progress. There will never be a perfect moment. Life is messy, unpredictable, and full of challenges. If you want results, you have to push through the discomfort and uncertainty. You have to be willing to do the work even when you don't feel ready. The clock keeps ticking, and every second spent doubting or delaying is a second lost forever. Action beats hesitation every time. Getting it done requires ruthless prioritization. You need to cut through distractions and focus on what matters most. It means setting clear goals and breaking them down into actionable steps. It means saying no to things that don't serve your mission and yes to the hard work that leads to success. When the clock is ticking, there's no room for procrastination or wasted energy. Every move counts. Discipline is what drives you to get it done. It's the internal force that pushes you out of bed, compels you to start, and keeps you moving forward when your body and mind scream for rest. Discipline means honoring your commitments, regardless of how you feel. It means understanding that the clock is ticking and your window of opportunity won't stay open forever. You owe it to yourself to give your best effort every day. The clock is also a reminder of mortality. Your time on this earth is limited. You don't get a second chance at the years, months, or days you waste. Every tick is a call to action, a signal that now is the time to move. If you want to leave a legacy, build something meaningful, or simply live a life of purpose,